What is going on to you Geminis out there? Hope y'all are having a great day. Smash the like button. Um, there's a link in the comment section below called a Linktree link. Click on it. It will redirect you to a website which has all the ways to be able to financially support the channel. So I can most definitely keep the show going. Listen, I'm just sitting back right now here. That's why it is that I had to say at the beginning, because outside is peaceful, hearing the birds chirp, getting quiet, you know what I mean, for the night. Now, granted, it's still New York City, still gonna have some noise, but it's getting quieter. You know, people starting to be more up in their homes and stuff like this. Just sit back and relax. But anyway, so for you Geminis, you have the Empress, the King of Cups, and then you have the Lovers. Now, the Lovers is Gemini. So you showed up, in your own reading. Okay, so that's interesting. So here's what it is that I see. I'm seeing, obviously, these three cards, right? But the meanings of them, right, is what's important. The Empress, the King of Cups, and the Lovers represents you Geminis. The Empress represents you Geminis, and it represents how it is that you're not trying to engage with messy, dysfunctional behavior. Being more intentional about your life. See, sometimes air signs can be all over the place, and, you know, their life can be a little bit scattered, in a word. And a lot of you Geminis are realizing that you have to be more direct. Now, that's going to be kind of, air signs have things hard when it comes to a certain amount of focus regardless. But for you to be a mutable sign on top of it, and for you Geminis to start to discipline yourself really does speak volumes to who you are and where it is that you are, where you're going and what you are about. But here's why that's so important. Because of the King of Cups and the Lovers card. These two cards right here, then when you bring the three together, this is about a person. The King of Cups right here represents the person who is showing you that they are most definitely interested, right? That they like you. The situation with that is, why it is that I say that it's a situation, right? Because there's strings attached to it. There's strings attached to it. And what I mean by that is the idea that you're actually going through some things between yourself and a potential significant other. And we're going to get into it. Because this person may be showing you that they like you, that they're interested in you. But you have the Empress, which represents that you're carrying yourself with self-respect, but you're also you're not really taking what this person who represents this King of Cups has to say as a real thing. And the reason why you're not taking it so seriously is because you don't want them to just be talking some nonsense to you, and it actually is worthless. They don't actually mean anything, right? So you're in a situation where you Geminis definitely want to make sure that the kind of quality of the person that you're going to have around you is actually somebody that is trustworthy, right? Someone that you can actually rely on. You know, so you Geminis just want to make sure that you don't put the cart before the horse, rush into anything too quickly with somebody, with this person that you know, and it just comes down to them just basically telling you a whole bunch of sweet nothings. You Geminis most definitely don't want that. The King of Cups and the Lovers, if this person is going to tell you that they like you, you want this person to actually take you seriously. So you Geminis are not just going to immediately jump when this person is showing you that they may be interested in you. That's not how it's going to happen. Not saying that you Geminis are playing hard to get either, because that's not what it is that you're doing. What you Geminis are doing is, if you're getting to know anybody romantically right now, I'll tell you what you're doing. You're taking your time to actually get to know them. if you're meeting anybody as of right now. The situation with that, though, is that the Four of Swords and the Chariot. The Four of Swords and the Chariot over here, the Four of Swords really does represent how it's ultimately someone that you don't even talk to anymore. This is someone that they're really thinking about you. They're thinking about how it is that if they can just have one more chance to tell you how much it is that they love you. But it probably is one of those crazy exes that I was talking about. Or maybe it doesn't even have anything to do with them, but it's just someone that you've probably known in the past. Or it could even be someone that's brand new. You know, very much so it could be someone brand new. More than likely it is someone brand new. But the person is telling you that they like you, but in a not so distant past, you told them no thank you. You would appreciate it if they would essentially leave you alone. And so now you and this person are not together, and they know that, but they're wishing, right, Four of Swords, they're going down memory lane, wishing that if they can just have one more chance with you, Geminis, to tell you how much it is that they actually have love for you in the first place. They know, according to them, they know that would melt your heart, and you will allow them to get close to you. And the Chariot now is all about how, since that's the case, the Chariot is about how, but they're warped in the sense that they're living in a delusion. They don't really understand it like that. They think that that's how they wish that was the reality of the situation, even though they know that it's not the reality where you're talking to them. They still would like for you to give them another chance. And see, that's what the Chariot is. The Chariot is them being kind of warped to where they don't understand that you Geminis are actually not in their life. You've since moved on. That's the reason why you have the Empress in the first place. The Ace of Pentacles represents you've moved on to do better things for yourself, and things where you don't have to feel like it's a struggle to get to know someone else, or you, like I said, you're on to easier waters. You're on to better, calmer waters. It's not a turbulent sea, the life that you're on. Right now, essentially, you're not even on the ocean or any kind of water. You're on land right now. You're on solid footing, actually. You Geminis are very much so, like I said, you're enjoying your life. Whether you're single, more than likely you are single. I'm not even going to lie. More than likely, a lot of you Geminis are single around this time. That's what I'm picking up. But even if you're single, a lot of you Geminis want to take the time anyway to be said single, right? Actually deal with your own problems. Take the time to fix some of the issues that you Geminis may have. And as a result of this, a lot of you Geminis are just being quiet about it per se, right? Like, the Ace of Pentacles also represents that even if you are going to give someone your time, you want this person to actually be on some sort of up and up. It's not about them just being disrespectful, dysfunctional to you, or them expecting you to pay for everything, and that them expecting you to pay for everything, and they sit back and do nothing. You Geminis are not cool with that. So even if it is someone that you're getting to know, or even if you are open to someone, the person is going to have to genuinely be able to give back. And obviously that requires time, Now, yes and no, in the sense that a person who's showing you some sort of value, normally, I'm not saying that there are no exceptions, but normally they usually come into your life and they immediately go to work and kind of bring value into your life first thing anyway, right? As soon as they possibly can. So that's another thing too that sometimes people misconstrue. Like if once again, if things are already kind of confusing and you're just now getting to know somebody, and things are already confusing and it's just now you got their number and the two of you started talking and hanging out. That's a dub, because it's confusing. Now, confusion is a relationship ender. Confusion will mess up the longest relationships on earth. But to not even know the person very long, and the person already is showing you that they've got all kind of dysfunctions and problems in their life, that's a problem. And the thing is that the Tower represents, because that's what I was just talking about. You Geminis see, that's one of the first things that you're looking at when you meet somebody, is their own personal issues, and paying attention to see if they have personal issues that is actually fixable, or if it's a dysfunction that it's a relationship breaker that you just can't put up with, right? Farting in your sleep, you know what I'm saying? All that other type of stuff is small is small fry stuff, right? But the point that I'm trying to make here is, you Geminis are looking at it from a different perspective. You're looking at it from a perspective of what kind of issues do they have? Like, is it that their feet stink? You know what I mean? Like, do they wear socks in the house? Like, what is their issues? You know what I mean? Like, do they have dreads on, saying straight bongo locks? You know what I mean? Like, or do you have an issue with that? Or is it that they have issues like, they're a card cracker, they don't treat you well, they're not decent to others, right? You understand what I'm saying? So you're measuring up to see what kind of person has, and you're measuring to see what's the important thing that you're missing. But the High Priestess, though, with that is, oh wow. And I'm also getting the Tower and the High Priestess is about, but also this person who is thinking about you a lot, they're also thinking about how this relationship, according to them, abruptly ended. But this is also them being delusional, because the High Priestess represents, like I said, they're still paying attention to you. So if you Geminis may have had any kind of electronical issues or electronic issues, even if you don't have electronic issues, but you have random people sometimes pop up on your page, leave a like and stuff like this. Sometimes random people call. Sometimes that is a scammer, but then sometimes that could also be an ex that changed their numbers playing up on your phone. Now, obviously, right, unless the person confirms who they are, you'll never actually be able to know that. But at the same time, it's always a possibility, right? I've had plenty of people that I was trying to get to know playing up on my phone as well. Don't even realize that I have caller ID. And it's, so then you have the Queen of Cups, and then you have the Justice. The Queen of Cups and the Justice over here is really about how you Geminis, this is really a time where, they can call and call and call, but I'm just seeing that you Geminis are not going to answer their call. You're still waiting for all of this to pretty much blow over, because for you, you Geminis are done with the drama. You're done with the dysfunction, the dysfunctional community. You know what I mean? The dysfunctional community and stuff like this. A lot of you Geminis are done with it. Things need to make sense in order for you to be in someone's life. And if it doesn't really make sense, and I'm not just always talking about the money, I'm talking about things cannot be confusing, right? Because confusion is the number one relationship ender. That will end a relationship quickly, because you're unclear, the other person is unclear, or one person is unclear as to what this is. But then again, too, both parties are really unclear. Even the person who's running the game is still unclear as to what this is. They like you, but they don't want to admit it to themselves. They don't want to actually stick around to see where this relationship could go. All it is that they want to do is just deny themselves it because they have to remain player. So the Queen of Cups and the Justice is about, a lot of you Geminis are handling your own issues, your own ish, right? Your own responsibilities, the things that you've had that you needed to do, you know what I mean, that you Geminis have been putting off. And a lot of you are very much so being quiet about it. And a lot of you Geminis don't have to, you don't have to, and you don't want to always be in the public eye. There's a reason why air is invisible. You know what I'm saying? There's a same thing when it comes to air signs. Air signs, as social as they can be, air signs don't always want to be in the public eye all the time. Quiet as is kept, right? But I'm sure you Geminis know that already. I'm not an air sign. I'm a Virgo. You feel what I'm saying? But I'm sure I have air in my, you know what I mean? I have air in my chart. I have Aquarius in my chart. But I am sure that you Geminis don't always want to be in the public eye. So let's clarify the Justice. And there's a strong influence on Libra because the Justice is Libra and so is the Empress. The Lovers is Geminis as well, but you may have someone that's playing up on your phone. You may have caller ID, and you may even know exactly who's calling your phone, who's leaving you love notes or reaching out to you in whatever kind of special way that they are. But you Geminis, you're not gonna call the cops as of right now, but you Geminis are not. It's a dub. You're not interested in what they have to offer. So to clarify the Justice, you have the Three of Cups, you have the Knight of Swords, the Eight of Cups, the Five of Cups, and then you have the Death card, which is about how, once again, the Three of Cups and the Knight of Swords is about the ex's desire to recollect, to rekindle what it is that the two of you have had, right? And the Eight of Cups and the Five of Cups is about how you wish that, you Geminis as well wish that at least one of, your relationships would have worked, right? For the single Geminis. But it's within your best interest to keep moving forward because those people are not supposed to be in your life. Otherwise, if they were supposed to be in it, they would have been in it. They would have not been so stupid. They would have had more common sense than what they had, but they squandered it. And now the Death card is about how those same people who squandered it now, quiet is kept, regardless of if you know it or not. Well, now you're going to know. They really regret in the fact that they crossed that kind of boundary with you Geminis that had you really go away, because if they would have a second chance, they just want to let you know how much it is that they love you, right? Lovers. But just because they tell you that they love you doesn't mean that they can actually practice that though. It doesn't mean that they can actually show you it. Because one thing that I realized that you Geminis have to understand too, if you didn't know, but this is just an epiphany, right? That I just had. Just because a person may tell you that they love you and that they may they may mean it, does not mean that they can even show it to you, because that's the two states. They have to show you, they have to tell you, they have to show you, they have to tell you on a long timeline of this. So it's like, just because someone tells you that they like you or they may love you and they may mean it, there's still, sometimes they could still be missing the other half of the equation, which is for them to show you that they like you, right? Actually do things for you, actually put into practice that they like you. So a lot of you Geminis are just being hermits as of right now, staying quiet, handling your personal business, whatever the situation is that was on your to-do list. You Geminis are doing it. Peace.